So I've come to the realization that a lot of people assume that I absolutely despise the Xbox, and I do. And this video is to tell you the reasons why I dislike the Series X as a whole. To my knowledge, I could be wrong about this. The Blu-ray app on the Series X does not work. They released that patch for the whole system, and it kind of broke the whole Blu-ray player. Second, it constantly requires internet, which usually isn't a problem for people who live closer to the city. But I live in the middle of nowhere, so the Xbox takes 4 or 5 days to even update a game like, I don't know, Forza. So, if there is a chance that I want to play a game on the Xbox, there's a very good chance it has an update, which means I can't play it. Second, third, I should say, is that this is more of a pet peeve than it is a huge downside. The UI hasn't changed since the Xbox One. And yes, I know they've had some refreshes on how it looks, but functionally wise, it's the same. All they did was slap on some more minimalist skins and call it a day. The biggest issue is that the Xbox runs on a special form of Windows. So when you run games, it just takes a little bit longer to load than it really should, because Microsoft likes to put Windows into everything. I don't have any beef with the controller, which is over here. The controllers are fine, other than the fact that they take batteries, and that's the sole reason I bought rechargeable batteries. And another one that people like to brag about Xbox over the PlayStation is that it has backwards compatibility, in which it does, and I've got a good few 360 games that I like to play on it. But there's a big problem with this 360 compatibility. It also requires internet. So you have these games for a console which 95% of them weren't online, and you need to be online to play them. And once they are updated, you can play them. You can disconnect the console from the internet, and then it only lasts for 2 weeks before forcing you to update them again. Which, if I choose to leave a game out of date specifically so I can play it, that is my choice. Unlike the Switch and the PS5, which give you a choice to boot the system without, to boot the game without updating it, the Xbox refuses. Now, that could be solved, and it won't be such a big problem when I in the future move closer to the city and a more robust internet service is available. So, if you live closer to the city and you have pretty robust internet, let's say like 40, 50 megabits per second, then the Xbox wouldn't be a too terrible choice. It's just, compared to the PS5, I'm a little spoiled. There are no load times at all on the PS5. They just don't exist. And for the Series X, even for Minecraft, the load time still takes 10-15 seconds, but on the PS5 it's 5-6 seconds. Now, I haven't booted the Xbox in a good while, even though there are some games on it I would like to play. And I actually used to pay for Game Pass because I thought Game Pass was a good deal. Didn't like the system, but the thought of Game Pass was pretty cool to me. So I downloaded Starfield, I downloaded Lies of P, Forza Horizon, Car Mechanic Simulator, all the good stuff. And I actually enjoyed playing it a little bit. Then it got to the point where all of the games on Game Pass, because I only used Game Pass to download either next-gen titles I didn't have the money for, or Xbox exclusives. So, of course, I had Halo the Master Chief Collection, I had Starfield, I had Power Wash Sim, which isn't an exclusive, but it's a game I didn't feel the need to pay for if I could just get it through Game Pass. And it just, the games fell flat. And a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people, specifically Pyrocynical, say that the PS5 has no games. And while the PS5 doesn't have a lot of exclusive next-gen content exclusive to it, mostly only the God of War, well, Ragnarok isn't, but the next one will be. You have Last of Us Part 2, they were making that for PS5 only. And then you have Ratchet and Clank, Returnal, stuff like that. And it just, the Series X may have more exclusive first-party titles, and that's only because they are forcing developers to make games for the next-gen system. Sony is still allowing developers to make games for the PS4 as long as they're willing to make them. Sony doesn't want to leave anybody out of new game releases, which is why not a lot of games come out exclusive to the 5 specifically. Sony's just out of making PS4 games. However, I've seen a few games be compatible with the PS4 and 5, but not be compatible with the Xbox One, as it is the Series X. A big example of this is One Piece Odyssey. I bought it for the PS5, which is also available for PS4, and it is not compatible with Series X. And I promise you, if it could run on the PS4, it could run on the Xbox, because the Xbox had better statistics. But Microsoft is really shoehorning these companies to make for the Series X, and it's excluding a lot of people from being able to access content they would otherwise pay full price for. And that has nothing to do with Game Pass, but the point of this video is that I do despise Xbox, but not in the way where I refuse to own one, because obviously I've got one right there. It's online enabled, so if you have no internet, it's basically useless. Microsoft actively hates the people who still can't afford a new system, and it's running on a form of Windows, so it is locked down and tends to freeze up sometimes. Overall, I feel like if they just removed Windows and made a custom firmware specifically for the Xbox that wasn't based on Windows like it is now, I feel like the Xbox would be a lot better. Also, allow people to run games without updating them first. That's a big, big no-no. This video is going to make so many people angry at me. They're going to hear the first 30 seconds and go, Xbox is better than PlayStation. Listen, I believe wholeheartedly the PS5 won Generation 9. And I will continue to believe that. But down in the comments, you can let me know what you think. You can raise your pitchforks. You can raise your torches. You can tell me that I'm wrong and that my entire career is a farce. But I'm sticking by it. I have issues with the PS5 too, and my next video will be talking about those. Without further ado, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment letting me know how wrong I am. I look forward to seeing you guys next time.